Okay, so if you're using AI, you've probably felt it, right? That moment you get a result that's, well, it's fine, but it's just completely average. In this explainer, we are going to fix that. I'm going to show you how to get AI outputs that are sharp, high quality, and actually useful.
You know the feeling. You use a generative AI tool and the result is, okay, it's passable, but it's totally forgettable. It doesn't matter if it's an email, an image, or even a script for a video, there's this certain sameness that just seems to creep into everything.
And this quote from technology writer Alex Kantrowitz, man, it just nails the core issue. He calls it the AI sameness problem. See, these models are trained on, well, everything, all of our collective work. So they're optimized to be conventional, to be safe, and, you guessed it, to be average. And if you're trying to create something that stands out, average just doesn't cut it.
So, how do we break out of this trap? Well, first, we're going to dig just a little deeper into this whole AI sameness problem. Then, I'll walk you through 5 really powerful prompting techniques, using a negative style guide, forcing a choice, running what's called a cliche burndown, mastering self-critique, and explaining your examples. Let's dive in.
I mean, you see it everywhere now, don't you? From those AI videos that all kind of start to feel the same after a while, to the PR pitches flooding your inbox that sound like they were all written by the exact same bot. It's basically the digital version of elevator music.
And here's the thing, this isn't a bug, it's a feature. The models are literally designed to produce a passable result. You could say they have a very high floor. But the good news, the really good news, is that with the right strategies, we can push way past that floor and raise the ceiling. A lot. All right, our first technique. This is one of the simplest, but honestly, one of the most effective ways to get better results, like right now. It's all about telling the AI what not to do by setting some really clear boundaries.
Think of it like a blacklist for bad habits. You're giving the model a clear list of all those little landmines of averageness and telling it exactly where not to step.
And here's a perfect example. Have you ever noticed your AI just loves to use words like telemetry, or it stuffs your writing full of corporate buzzwords like synergy and leverage? Ugh. By creating a simple banned words list, you force it to find better, clearer language. And hey, this works for formatting too. If you hate titles with colons, just tell it to stop using them. Simple as that.
Next up, let's tackle the AI's tendency to be, well, a total fence-sitter. You've definitely seen this. The model is almost pathologically afraid to pick a side because it doesn't want you to disagree with it.
This slide just shows the difference so perfectly. On the left, that's the default behavior, a balanced but totally useless hedge. But on the right, that's your new command. You're not asking for its opinion, you're demanding a decision and a strong defense of that decision. This forces the AI to use higher-level reasoning, and you get a much, much stronger output because of it.
Okay, this next technique is just incredibly powerful because you're actually getting the AI to fix itself. Instead of just telling it what to do, you make it identify its own lazy, formulaic patterns, and then you make it consciously break them.
This 3-step process is a total game changer. First, you make the model expose the very template it's working from. Then, you make it generate the solution to its own problem. And finally, you have it apply that solution. It's brilliant.
You're essentially moving beyond simple instructions and teaching the AI to recognize and avoid its own worst tendencies. Honestly, if you only use one technique from this whole explainer, please make it this one. It will dramatically improve your results, I promise.
So, building on that last idea, we can really leverage the fact that AI is a source of nearly cost-free intelligence. I mean, why would you ever settle for the first draft when you can have the AI generate and then perfect its own work?
This is your new workflow. It's a loop. Generate, critique, revise, and explain. By asking the AI to red team its own work and then making it spell out why it made the changes, you create this incredible feedback loop that leads to really fast, iterative improvement.
And hey, here's a pro tip to take it even further. Different models have different personalities, right? One might be more clinical and precise, while another is more creative and out there. So by having them critique each other's work, you can combine their strengths and get a final product that's way more robust and nuanced than any single model could produce on its own. All right, our final technique. This one takes a really common method, just providing examples, and adds a critical little twist that most people miss, which makes it so much more powerful.
This is so important. If you just give the AI an example of something you like, it might just copy the surface-level details. It'll mimic the what. But to get it to truly understand, you have to explain the strategic thinking behind the example, the why.
This pitch deck example makes the idea crystal clear. You know, conventional wisdom says your business model always goes on slide 6. That's the what. But a much better principle is to put your most impressive asset right up front. So if you have 41% month-over-month growth, boom, that becomes slide 1. You're teaching the AI the strategy, not just a rigid format.
And that right there is the ultimate goal. You're not just getting a better output for this one task. You're actually training the model to think more strategically. You're turning it into a partner that understands your intent, not just your instructions.
Okay, let's put it all together. This is your new playbook. Number 1, use a negative style guide to banish jargon. 2, force a choice to get a strong, decisive argument. 3, run a cliche burndown to break out of tired formulas. 4, master self-critique for constant improvement. And finally, number 5, explain your examples to teach the strategy behind your thinking.
Look, the AI sameness problem is real, but it's not unbeatable. These things are incredibly powerful, but at the end of the day, they're just tools. By moving beyond simple prompting and using these more sophisticated techniques, you can shift from being just a passive user to being an active, skilled artisan, crafting work that's truly unique and genuinely valuable.